Most NHL statistics and records and notable milestones go season to season, which doesn't obviously correlate with calendar years. But the NHL does give us a glimpse at trends each calendar year, and today there's some interesting ones to review for 2023. Happy New Year to you. I'm Amy Johnson, and this week, to kick off 2024, we're going to take one last look at 2023, courtesy of the NHL's PR department, who have released some information regarding 2023 statistics and trends around the league. This is a compilation of stats and milestones and analytics covering the full calendar year, so that would be the second half of the 2022-23 season and the first half of the 2023-24 season. And there were some interesting things on this list. First up in the 2023 year in review is hat tricks. 2023 was the first time, according to the NHL, the first time in 30 years that more than 100 hat tricks were registered in consecutive years. So it has taken more than 30 years for players to score a hat trick more than 100 times in back-to-back years. That could be an indication of just how much more scoring is trending in the NHL. In addition to that, comeback wins are starting to be predominant. In 2023, 41% of all games were comeback wins. That's a top 4 rating in NHL history, 41%. So you were talking about almost half of the games played in 2023 involved a comeback victory for the team who had been trailing. That's got to be a good indicator for the game, as it's obviously meaning that games are getting more and more exciting, because it's not necessarily a done deal if you're trailing in the third period. Top 2 points producers in 2023. This shouldn't be a difficult one to figure out. Connor McDavid, obviously the biggest point scorer in 2023 with a total of 149 points. That was 129 in the regular season and 20 in the playoffs. Obviously, Connor McDavid taking that one by storm, but also Nathan MacKinnon. He topped all players with 135 regular season points in 2023, the third straight year that a player has accumulated as many. It was McDavid the previous year had 143 in 2022, and Leon Draisaitl potted 135 points in 2021. Now, the folks at the NHL point out an interesting statistics surrounding that, saying that the only other 3-year stretch in NHL history where players have accumulated 135 or more regular season points in 3 consecutive years was the span from 1978 to 1989. Wayne Gretzky did it 10 times. Mario Lemieux did it twice. Guy Lafleur did it twice. Marcel Dionne did it once. And Mike Bossy did it once during that span. Defensemen made waves in 2023. In fact, Erik Karlsson became the first defenseman in more than 30 years to record a 100-point season, and he was the oldest defenseman to ever do so, on his way to winning his 3rd Norris Trophy. When you're looking for 200-foot players from defensemen, you saw Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar each rank among the top 20 in scoring so far in 2023-24, and they finished the calendar year as the 2 highest scoring defensemen in terms of points per game. And we know that the NHL this past calendar year introduced NHL Edge, which is their new tracking technology. Some of the interesting things that they've pulled out of that is that the hardest shot recorded in 2023 was courtesy of Radko Gudas at 101.73 miles per hour. Fastest skating speed recorded in the calendar year was Braden Point from the Lightning at 24.26 miles per hour on February 7th against the Sharks. For the league-wide numbers in terms of business, the NHL says that the business of the NHL was, quote, stronger than ever in calendar year 2023. Revenues for this season that we're currently in, the 2023-24 season, are projected to exceed $6 billion. Total attendance for the 2022-23 regular season was the highest ever. It was up 7.9% from the prior season. and most NHL teams are playing to about a 96.3% capacity in the 2023-24 season. Some pretty interesting things listed there by the NHL. Thanks to their statisticians and PR department for compiling that information. I'm curious as to which of those trends are you pleased about? What would you like to see continue in terms of the league and its development and evolution? And which trends are you not really loving as much? Leave us a comment down below. Would love to hear from you. Hit subscribe, tap the notification bell, and hit that like button. Be on the lookout. We've got another new live stream game watch along coming up next week. That's Wednesday, January 10th, when the Habs take on the Philadelphia Flyers. You don't want to miss that. Be on the lookout for that and join us live for that. And of course, we'll be back here again next Thursday. If you missed it, on Tuesday, I brought you the latest Rocket Hockey report. And would you believe that the Laval Rocket is starting to inch their way out of the basement? They've got a new goaltender who's helping them do that. And Arbor Jacki is also making his contributions. If you've missed that video, you can watch that right here. Happy New Year to you, and I'll see you next week.